The Schaumburg AM Rotary Club empowers others, locally, nationally, and internationally, to create positive, lasting changes in our community and around the world. Here now to talk about some of the ways they accomplish this are club president Jeff Winkenwerder and board member Sharon Perry. Well, welcome to Speaking of Schaumburg.
Thank you.
Winkenwerder.
Winkenwerder.
Not Winkenwerder. Now, how do you say that in German?
Winkenwerder.
Okay, well, we're going to go English from now on.
Sounds good. That's about the only German I know, so that works just fine.
Tell me how the Rotary started and how the AM Rotary started.
Sure.
I know there's two Rotary clubs.
There's two Schaumburg Rotary clubs. One is called the Schaumburg Hoffman Estates Rotary Club, and then there's the Schaumburg AM Rotary Club.
Okay.
And the prior chartered us, the Schaumburg AM Club. Now, initially, Rotary started in Chicago by a gentleman by the name of Paul Harris, who decided he wanted to get together with some other businessmen. And
when was that? Well, how long ago was that?
1905.
1905.
Yeah,
okay.
and the idea was, let's get some folks together who are new to the area and have some fellowship, but let's also try to find a way to work on projects to help our community.
Do good deeds, right?
Do good deeds, absolutely. Yes. And as they rotated around different offices in downtown Chicago, they named themselves the Rotary Club, and eventually that grew from there.
When did they meet?
I'm not sure when they met.
I mean, time-wise.
It was a weekly meeting.
Okay.
And from there, the club started expanding around the country and then around the world. And the international headquarters for Rotary is actually in Evanston. So we are a very dense area with Rotary clubs. There's 72 clubs in this district that we're in, the home district, and then the original Rotary 1 district has about another 70 clubs as well.
You meet every week too, don't you?
We do.
And when you're out of town, you have to find a Rotary club to...
Well, it's ideal. There's many clubs around the world. You can get on the Rotary International website and find out where any club in any country is and find their meeting location and time. And you can do make-up sessions and bring those back and get your full credit for it.
Tell me something about some of the projects the Rotary has been involved with locally.
Locally, this year, with Jeff as president, he started the 5th Wednesday service project concept in our club. In the calendar year, there are 5 additional Wednesdays, so Jeff proposed that as a club, we forego our weekly Wednesday meeting and devote that 5th Wednesday to service. So in keeping with that concept, in July, members donated time and labor to improve conditions at a local Wings safe house through interior painting and landscape improvements. In October, we donated more than 100 new winter coats to at-risk kids whose families make use of the services provided by the Marletta Darnall Schaumburg Child and Family Center.
Oh, sure, right down the street.
Right down the street.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And in January, we worked with the Frost Interact Club to sort and pack food that benefited School District 54 food pantries, and in April 30th, we're going to have a meal packing session at Feed My Starving Children in Schaumburg.
When do you find time to do your regular jobs? What do you do in your regular job? You know.
I'm involved with production agriculture.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. My next question, of course, is what does production
I am
agriculture
fortunate
do?
enough to own a grain farm that is about an hour and a half southwest of Chicago.
Oh my.
I'm born and raised on that farm, but I've lived in Schaumburg for 30 plus years.
How many acres?
334, and we grow field corn and soybeans.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So you live in Schaumburg, and you have this farm, this grain farm.
I have this grain farm, and I visit it frequently and work on different projects related to it and educate myself about agriculture.
Okay. And what do you do, Jeff?
I work at the Chicago Marriott Northwest in Hoffman Estates.
Okay.
So I'm in the service business, and I wanted to have the ability to meet with some of the local business owners and business leaders and continue to work on service outside of my job. And so there's so many different club opportunities between where I live in Lake in the Hills and where I work in Hoffman Estates. But I decided to find a club that was near where I worked, and so that's how I start off my Wednesday mornings.
What's your membership total? I mean, how many people?
We hover around 20 members. Currently, we're at 19 members.
And what time do you meet in the morning?
We meet at 7 a.m. Unless you're a board member on the first Wednesday of every month, then we meet at 6:30 in the morning. So it's an early start.
6:30 sounds early to me. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Or so it's 7:30, but.
Well, it's a sign of the dedication to the group. There's several members that have been around. The club will be 25 years old next year, and some of the members have been around since that beginning. So there's a really dedicated core.
Is Pete Justin in your group?
He's an honorary member. He's the founding president of our club. We see him from time to time. His wife is a member of the Schaumburg Hoffman Noon Club.
Sure.
So yeah, he's a great partner, and he does attend a lot of our functions.
How long have you been involved in the Rotary Club?
Probably 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you get involved? Did somebody approach you? Did you approach them? Or?
Well, having grown up on the farm and moved to the big city, if you will, I found myself wanting to become a part of the community and know more about what Schaumburg and the community was all about, and connect with some of the business leaders in the area. So many years ago, obviously, I looked in the paper and they were meeting at Richard Walker's Pancake House at the time, so I showed up one morning and the rest is history.
You know, Rotary does great things. I know they take on projects that other people maybe don't, and there's always a need out there. And certainly, you guys fill a niche that's important to the community. Wow. And so, what's the real next big thing that you guys are organizing?
I would say, well, we're always looking for new fundraisers, finding ways to raise money so we can give it away, and we'll probably get into that in a second. But probably the biggest thing that we're looking to do next is to bridge this local community with an international project that we're working on.
And which project is that?
Well, we have some connections in Belize. Through our Rotary Club, some members that have connections there. We've started some youth programs there with regards to sports for both boys and girls over the last couple of years. And our long-term goal is to help build some schools, and then eventually fill those schools with education materials and computers to really help that population.
Well, that's great. That's great. Somebody wants to get involved in a Rotary. Who do they contact? What do they do?
Well, the first place I'd recommend they go to is our website. It's schaumburgamrotary.org. And Sharon also has started a Facebook page for us, and can access it through that as well.
Rotary Club of Schaumburg AM.
Okay, all right.
And then beyond that, I can be reached through my email. I have a Rotary email address, rtn, short for Rotarian, .winkenwerder. That might be a little tougher, WINKENWERDER @gmail.com. And I can be reached at my cell number, 740-707-6784.
Okay, you're the president of the club.
I am.
And Sharon, how many board members are there?
We have 5 avenues of service, so there's a board member for that. Currently, for myself, I handle the club's public image, public relations improvement.
Well, you're doing a great job. You got on the show here, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Well, glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.